welcome to Bourbon Street Bookers. We are so happy to have you guys here with us. And we have the comments on. Hey guys. We're checking out, just giving everybody a chance to roll in. And as you guys come in, we say welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me make sure your volume is down if you're tracking in the leg record. Hear back feedback.
It is down. It ain't even on.
Gotcha. All right, there we go. Hey guys, that's London. How's it going, ladies? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight we have with us author Stephanie Nicole Nars. Do you see her with this mask? Sis, she is rocking it. She
the mistress of the den.
For the den, you hear me? We
yes, mistress.
Feel like we should have been ready for the den ourselves. This is my schoolgirl uniform, yo.
That's what we're gonna say all night.
Look how beautiful she is. I'm just loving it between the mask, that red hair is just like round. You hear me? Cut up. Cut up. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so happy to have you here with us tonight. We have hey Tara. We have Tara in the house. Listen. Your books had us. Do you see her? She is giving me life too. She had us, y'all, just like we were wild.
Hey, Joss.
Hey, Joss.
Hi, everyone.
We had been applied for. We put in applications for a spot similar to the. We went on a hunt for it. Y'all, do y'all see this masquerade look? Yes. Come through is right, Stephanie.
Y'all have to refer to her as mistress. Come through, mistress.
I said I was gonna get on her and be like, good evening. I'm Daniela, and welcome to the den.
You heard her. Give me my menu, Daniela.
Well, hold on. You gotta tell me what your alias is first. Like, you going by Ayana or?
Yeah.
Okay.
They just call me Vicious.
Ooh.
My stripper name.
Okay.
That's my stripper name. Just call me Vicious.
I'm gonna be first lady on the pole.
Oh my God. Here she go.
Oh God. So listen, the first book that we read by you, again, like I told you, Indie Love brought us to this particular group. It was a recommendation, and we started our discussion in her group. You know, that's our sister group. And you hit us with this line, and we knew it was about to go down. You said, "You just need some dick." I said, "Come on."
The opening line.
Come on now.
The opening line to the book.
We were like, "I'm ready. You got my attention. I heard you." And all Josh could say once we got in there was, "Y'all nasty." Because we cut up. Oh my God, we had so much fun reading this book. And so we had Stiff first, then we had Strip. Let's talk about how much was revealed. So much more was revealed in book 2, right? But this gladiator, man. What inspired this entire series? What inspired that?
Well, honestly, so in 2020, I was online and I saw a picture. The picture that I saw was this guy. I'm talking about black, old down, you know what I'm saying? He was naked. You know what I'm saying? He was naked. He was like naked.
Yes.
Naked. And I was like, and it just, what had happened was I took the picture, ended up giving me this scene just instantly the scene. And I saw this guy, I saw this mask, I saw this girl, and I was like, okay, what is this? You know?
Baby.
And so I didn't necessarily write it down. I just took what I saw and kind of freestyled a little paragraph, and then I sent it out to my text message subscribers with the image, and you know, just to see what type of response they would give. And you know, a lot of them are in my group, so they were in my group posting like, "Oh my God," you know what I'm saying? What is this? What story is this? And I was thinking,
they were working backwards, huh?
I was like, this ain't even a story. It's just, and then I was like, I kind of laughed it off and, you know, caught myself trying to move past it. But the story continued to grow. You know what I'm saying? It was just, it just really took over and just turned into this den. And I was like, okay.
That's it.
Monica, I'm with you.
Story.
Somebody want this story told.
Oh, you need the photo. Right.
Yeah,
right.
We need that photo.
Like,
bam. Man, because it's the thing. It did it for real. So that was it. But I still had, you know, stories in front of it. I was just like, okay, I could tell this story, but not right now. Like, I got other stories to tell right now. And I kept trying to put it off. And I put it off for the entire year of 2020. And then come January, I was torn between whether to write Stiff or to write the last book in my Falling for a Rose series. And I almost put that last book to the side because this story, by this time, it was just like, no, tell our story. Tell our story now. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I got to tell the story. So it was like, as soon as I released that last book in my Falling for a Rose series, I just dived into this story just head first. And it just, when I say it spilled like nothing I've ever written before, it spilled to the point of when I got to book 2, usually I keep a series Bible, which is just, you know, pretty much everything about the characters, their life, what they do for a living, stuff like that. So when I get to book 2, when I need to refer back to them, I have that information, right? But this story, Stiff, it spilled out of me so just like water that when I got to book 2, I went to reach for my series Bible and I realized I didn't have one. It literally came off the top. It was just like, and I was like, oh my God, you know, I need to go back. Now I was like, I got to go back and read Stiff and write down.
And that was all right. That was all right.
It was so crazy. It shocked me, you know, because I've written off the top of my head before, but this was just so, it was like, wait a minute, you know, when I think about all of the scenes and everything they did and how it all came together and this plot twist and everything from Kane being Eric, or, you know, that was probably a spoiler, but whatever.
Well, listen, everybody who's in here should have read this book in ample amount of time, so we're not holding back.
Let me ask this question. So you mentioned that you're married, right? You mentioned you're married, right? Mm-hmm. Has husband read these books?
He has not read the books. And I don't know if I want him to. Because he will be like,
he might want Mistress to come out. So
that's what I'm saying. I already know. He will be like, show me.
Let's practice.
Where is the problem? Where is the problem?
Where is the problem is right. Come on now, sis.
I'm all for, you know, Kama Sutra and all that good stuff, but that ballerina pose,
baby,
it's not for the weak, okay?
You just gotta practice.
I mean, I gotta practice the type of stretches I need to do.
You gotta stretch, and you can get assistance. They have belts, you know.
Wait, girl,
anchors.
I saw something where it helps you could use the little pole, look like a walker.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, what?
Oh my goodness.
Somewhere in the rejects, it looked like a walker where they was holding just so they could sit to ride. I said,
Oh, I
Okay.
did see that. I did see that. It was like a stool. It was like a stool, and it
Oh
had
my
like some.
goodness.
It. You know what it resembled? You know the suitcase things that they have in the hotels that you open it up
Right.
and you put your suitcase on top of it.
That's
It
exactly what
resembled
it
that.
was.
It did.
Yes.
I did see that. But it had shorter legs, and it looked like that may have been like elastic straps. That,
Yeah.
and of course there was space.
Can y'all
Look,
see that?
Tara said she saw it.
Is that your gladiator?
Ooh, look
Can
at
y'all
you.
Wow.
Okay, wait a minute.
Baby, Marshall gave us that, and I was like, ooh.
Who is
Let me see if I can get that.
Marshall?
Marshall Thompson.
Wow.
Marshall was like, look at y'all.
Now look at here. This is the one. What
She said, wait, a Walker? Yes, a Walker.
I have one that I saw that, man, when I saw it, I said, oh my God, this is Lincoln. I think I posted it. Did I not post
I think you did post something.
Yeah, and look, this is it.
Yes, he is scrumptious.
That's
yes, I remember him. Hey.
I was
God
like,
is good. God is good.
oh my God. That is
And we having church up in here too. Yeah. Baby, let me tell you something. One of the funniest parts in the book. I mean, and still, Uncle Jerome.
Girl, that man now.
Yes, I hollered. I did.
He need a book.
Every time I read
that
part over, I was just like, this
Uncle
dude.
Jerome was hilarious. But I love how everything was so authentic. It was organic. It was, I mean, even the connection. You know, I love how the whole story just tied in for her. It's like, you know, this meek and mild woman end up getting out to her real wild side. Oh my, I was so for it. Because we know them shy girls ain't really shy. Sis had it. Sis was ready.
She just really needed the den. You know what I'm saying? Like, she needed that experience.
And then, you know, you have liquid courage, and then when you're in costume and people can't see your face, that's an added ounce of courage too.
Yes, indeed.
See, everything about the den is so anonymous. You know what I'm saying? From the people that you are participating with to you. Even, you know, you having an alias, and, you know, it's just, everything is so anonymous that it almost, you know, makes you just say, okay, I can let my guard down, like all the way down, you know. And she did. Asia, she let that guard down.
One of my favorite lines, my girl said, I want an autopsy to say my lungs were filled before he buried me. I was like, woo!
Girl, who wrote that, girl?
Baby,
she said, who wrote that? Mistress wrote that.
Baby, I think we all need the den in our life here, because I was like, oh my, okay, like, King. So I love that there's so many options in the den. Listen, give me a menu. Oh my.
The den gets more, we get to know more about this place with each book that you get into. And it's interesting because I'm finding out with y'all. Like, this story is revealing itself to me, you know, as I'm writing it. And I have moments where I pause and go, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, real talk. And so with this story, I didn't really, I'm going to say that most of the time, you know, if I have a really wild thought, I usually hold it back and like, you might have to chill a little bit, Stephanie. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they're gonna
You never have to chill. You never have to chill.
I was like, never. I don't know if they're gonna be ready for that now. And then, but in this series, for some reason, I was just like, there's no chilling. I'm not I'm just letting it all. Whatever comes, it's coming, just like that, you know. And so that's the reason why, like, when I first revealed the cover, I was like, I don't know how they're gonna take this story. You know, I don't know how I really didn't know how people were going to receive it, because I knew it was a lot wild. I knew it was pretty wild, and I was just like,
is that the wildest you've ever gotten in your series, in your book?
Huh?
Is that the wildest you've ever gotten in your book?
I'm gonna say, well, no, but there are some things that in the story that, like, even the language, the way they talk to each other is just real raw and uncensored. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they're in the den, you know, especially the women, because of course the men have to be told they can speak. But
that part.
And listen, I like that too.
I love this too. I love that he had to be submissive.
I told my cousin, there was a vampire series that we were reading, the Black Dagger Brotherhood, and one of the guys was a mute; he couldn't speak, and she always asked me why he was my favorite. I said, "Cause that bitch can't talk back." That's why he's my favorite. He can't talk back.
It's the truth. It's the truth. And the women are just like, they just completely out of their shit. They say whatever it is that they want. They say if they want to be wrecked, they tell you. If they want to be, you know, whatever, however they want it, they say it. Like, it's just real raw. So I was just like, oh God, you know, in my contemporary romances, the women are not as raw. The men are, but you know, but the women are not as raw as they are in this series. But I'm having fun with this series. I don't know.
I'm so glad that it's not over. Okay, that part right there. I'm just so glad it's not over, because the thought of that ending, and then when we get to strip. Well, first off, I love the sisterhood that was formed, you know, with the ladies. I love how they were like, girl, listen, I don't care what stresses you have in life. Yes, at some point, you're going to need a little dick in your life to calm you down.
Yeah.
But to get to this point with strip where, oh my God, girl was like... The sex, the orgasms, even her own was knocking her out. Girl, I wasn't no more good.
That was hilarious. Like, how you just keep passing out and just get a comatose sleep.
Listen,
that was a whole.
To where she didn't even know how she got home.
That was a whole real life scenario that I just threw.
Okay,
tell us more. We're into.
I don't want nothing that's gonna knock me out like that. Listen, I want it, but I don't want nothing that's gonna knock me out. Don't put me in no coma.
Girl.
No, that's embarrassing. Because if they have to take me to the hospital, how you gonna tell them people?
You ain't thinking about embarrassment after you knocked into that coma. And I'm telling you now, you ain't thinking about embarrassment. You ain't, girl. You thinking about the disease.
What you gonna tell the people at the hospital though? If the first time it happened, when you have to go to the hospital, what you gonna tell them people?
No, you ain't going to the hospital. You going to sleep. You going to sleep. You gonna wake up just like patients. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? In the middle of the night. Oh shit! I'm at home. How did I get here?
Like, how did I get here? Last I knew, I was like, baby. And poor thing, he was so scared. Girl, he was scared shitless.
Girl, and then she was somebody that was so good, she was contemplating being his baby mama. I was like, and see, that's something else. Don't put me in no coma, and I don't want nothing that have me thinking about no damn babies. Y'all, no, I don't even like kids. No.
Oh my goodness, I don't even like kids.
No.
They had been cut Eric, you know, and it's like, it makes you wonder sometimes, are men really that chatty? You know, are they really sitting around spilling the beans like that?
Absolutely.
I am. You know, I work with all men.
Yeah.
And not just, I work with mainly all white men. I'm the only female where I'm at, and I'm the only female in my whole position out of 300 some people. I'm the only black female out of 300 some people, and it's probably only 6 females out of all of those people. But I listen to them all day long, and yes, they are quite chatty, messy. They messier than women. They're like 13-year-old girls. I promise you.
Girl.
I
was
promise
like,
you.
they just like hounding him. So give me the tea. Give me the tea. Like, don't y'all have women at home?
See, with Eric, they sent him. They put the challenge of spending a weekend at the den into their bed. And so when he lost and he had to, spend the weekend, yeah, they was all in his business. Like, okay, so tell us, because we put this in the bed for a reason.
Mm.
So when it came, when it was Lincoln's turn, they was like, all right, come on with it. You ain't about to get to, hold back on what happened when you was all in my business. So
Selena, you hear me? Girl, she brought it all the way out of us because we were sitting there like, yeah, the title had me too. That title had me because I was like, stiff, okay. But the cover, I was like, ooh. I was trying to touch the specs, like, oh, look at that rib. Look at that, girl. I mean, nice.
It should have been a 3D cover, huh?
It really should have been.
So think about that for the next book. Give us a little 3D cover so we can rub.
Okay, I already have the cover for book 3.
It's a just.
I have the cover for book 3, so I'll see if I can do it in 3D. If I can post it in 3D. I think Facebook give you the option to post in 3D where it moves, and you know what I'm saying.
So. Girl, don't get us excited up in here. Well, now listen, I saw in the group where you posted, you scared to post because Facebook might shut you down. Is it that good?
Let me tell you something.
Can you present it in this live?
Here's the thing. Facebook would definitely shut my page down, but I had my design. I was like, look, I need you to kind of cover this right here, because this picture that I'm using on the cover is from a model and he likes to be kind of naked, you know what I'm saying? His shots or whatever. So,
his body is beautiful. I mean,
it really is. It really is. He has a OnlyFans account, and I was like,
we'll be looking for that in the notes in the chat, y'all. Drop all the tea. You hear
me? I can't wait to show it. I'm gonna show it. I think next week. I was waiting till. Wait a minute. What's the day? 24.
Monday the 24th.
Yeah. Yes. I was waiting till the 1st.
I gotta make sure I have the text part. I'd like for messages like that to show up in my phone.
Are we? Can you give us a expectation date? Expected release date? Can you?
I can't give you a date, but I can say it's going to be released next month in June.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, give us something to look forward to. I mean, it's summertime, baby. It's hot.
Yeah, June is going to be a good month because we're going to be getting us some juice. So even in the rejects, they ended up, they're so silly. Allegra ended up finding us a club similar to the Den where you had to apply with the background. Baby, I just thought about Daniela and how she brought it all the way. I mean, like, sis was running her business so discreetly. Nobody knew that she was even the owner. See that part? I was so impressed. I was so happy for her. I was like, go ahead, sis. They thought you was a little secretary. Here you are. The whole owner. You hear me? She was bringing it.
She was about her business too, baby.
She was.
You're not getting me shut down.
Great job. I love how she, those on calls, and she was handling her business. But sis was like, okay, I got this. I got this. So you did an amazing job with this series, and I'm so looking forward to book 3. There was so much. I love when they went skating. I love the calmness of that scene. It reminded me of a little roll bounce. They had such a good time. That was always good adult fun too. So this to me was just like for the mature readers. If you could really appreciate the sexiness in it, that was a bonus. But even the development of the relationships, like that played in the background with my girl getting a divorce and going through her, trauma. There was just that sisterhood that they had. That was amazing as well. I truly appreciated that they were like, bam, there for each other, dropping every damn thing to be there for each other. I love books like that because that's exactly what we need to keep encouraging. That sisterhood. So they were genuine. They were genuine.
And you don't have to hold back in book 3 here.
I don't plan to. I haven't.
Never question whether or not it's too wild. It's never too wild.
The fact that it's been taken so well, it actually encourages me to just, let loose like that, period, like going forward, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, at first I didn't know how, people were going to take it with them being as raw as they was, and just the language and, them really just telling the guys what they wanted, like, and just, I didn't know how it was going to be taken. Honestly, I didn't. But
that was awesome.
I could tell people spread the word. I could really tell.
Monica said it right there. Yeah, because when we got the notice.
Listen, it only takes one person to say, "Yo, let's read this."
Check this out. And
then you have right. One person say, "Let's read this." Josh said that, "Y'all want to read this with me?" And they were like, yeah. She said, okay, I'm going to create a spoiler page. And that was it.
And see, the thing is, when I read, I really, really love
thank you, Josh.
Yeah, Ayana likes to talk the whole time.
I like to talk the whole time. Word of mouth holds a lot of power to Lena. And that's why, this is one of the reasons why BSB exists. Not, just for our own personal, engagement, but also for promotion reasons to get the word out about books, especially ones we enjoy. But our passion for reading, baby, ain't nothing like a good chat, a good hot, spoiler group where you can drop all the pages. We have so many of our sister readers that we just wild out with.
Well, I'm glad y'all enjoyed this series, because I was like, when I released it, I was like, all right, now I can't put no kind of promotion behind it because it's erotic romance, and platforms they don't promote erotic anything. They don't play about that. Just like how Facebook will shut you down if you post something, freaky or even mildly freaky, they'll shut you down. Like, people just, I don't know, platforms they don't want to promote or highlight like erotica or any type of erotic romance. So I was like, all right, this thing it's gonna have to fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. You know what I'm saying? So I could tell that word of mouth was happening, because I was like, this thing is balling, and like, what?
You put out a Gladiator, and then you put out Gideon. There was nothing else left to say. Those images alone had us all drooling, okay? Then Lincoln won't be driving the Lincoln. Who do you think you are, sir?
Lincoln with the Lincoln.
Lincoln with the Lincoln.
I want Facebook to acknowledge that these are fictional characters and fictional situations that we're discussing, and stop, shutting people down, talking about, oh, you bullying, or you can't call a character a stupid ass. Like, I need you to understand, we talking about fictional people.
Yeah, because they flagging that for hate speech.
Oh, big time. Ayana was in jail last week.
Girl, 24 hours. I said that probably was the break I needed, but it was foolishness, girl. The discussion question that I answered that they obviously didn't like. Let me tell you about a quote that I had to highlight and strip. He slipped into my ass, and I ran again, yelping like a wounded animal in search of help and rescue. My body shook, my heart ricocheting, ears popping, eyes wide. He did murder me. By this time, his hips pulled back and was rammed in like a jump start to resuscitate the engine when he drove inside of me. Oh, get in. Oh, get in. Girl, sis said he murdered me. Well, technically, the way you kept falling out, sis, I thought you was gone. My boy was taking her pulse and all. Oh,
you know what got me? When she found out her mom and her daddy was cutting up at the club.
Girl.
She said, "Oh, me and your daddy freaks." Like, let's keep that a little private, please.
Girl,
she said, "How you think you got here?" Like, I don't want to be conceived in the den. Please don't conceive.
Girl, cut up. That makes me think back to the Strickland sisters with Alexandria House with the feather.
With the feathers. Girl.
With the parents with the feather and the boots, girl, they was cutting up. Baby, slutty Mac Sally here. Menage a trois. Listen, the options. Mama had me crying too. The options that they gave you on that menu, I was like, well, I like how fancy it was. What gave you the vision for the actual den scene?
Well, really, once I got into the story, seeing came for the first time. When the elevator doors open and you see him, and he's this giant, and it's like, from the way I saw it was, the doors open, and then, she's just like, like, she's just looking at the whole of him like, what the, oh my God, and
he'd have had to pick me up right then and there. Pick me up, show me. Shit.
And it was just like that moment where it was he just shined like a damn star. Like, he was just, and it was almost like, okay, let's do that, and that right there, bringing them, getting, they having all this chemistry just right off the bat, coming out and then going down the hall and literally stopping at these doors. And I'm like, I don't know what's going to be inside the doors, but the more that I write, it's just like the more that it just developed. And then even seeing the guy on the stage in the cage, it was like, oh, what he about to do?
I like when they were all lined up for you to pick your choice. I love that. I was like,
eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Catch a dollar by
everybody dropped to the floor, dropped in the floor. I was like, oh, we fancy.
Yeah, so after writing the first one, I was just like, okay, I know what I'm doing now. Imagine that, after writing the first one, I was like, because the first one really just came, it just came. So after writing the first one, I was like, okay, we finna dig into the den. We going. I was like, in one, she got on the elevator and she went up. In book 2, she got on the elevator and she went sideways. In book 3, I'm taking her down. So
she going to the pits of hell.
We know it's going down up in there.
To the pits of hell, Yana. Let's go.
We know it's about to it's gonna be fire. Has the book inspired you to do anything creative or out the box, let's say? A little wilder?
Next question.
Was that
Next
the question?
Okay. Next question.
Wait a minute. Okay. So
let me tell you something. I have always said that one of my mottos in life is that there's nothing wrong with being a freak. You just can't freak everybody. That's where the problem comes in at. So if you don't like it, baby, I don't know what to tell you.
Your books can inspire some real energy in the bedroom.
Well, I put a disclaimer. I was like, look, I'm not going to be responsible for no babies created No, I'm
Child
not. You can't
support.
put me on child support. You cannot. You can't. This, what am
Child,
I? What my reader
listen,
said, yeah, if I have a baby, I'm sending them to your house. I was like, I will watch them on Zoom, but they can't come over. They can't come over. I will watch them on Zoom.
I'm a
Holler
Zoom
at them and
sitter.
everything. Put that
I'm a
down.
Zoom
Get off that
sitter.
sofa.
Girl,
Right, exactly. Put
the
that
fact
down. Don't put that in your mouth.
the fact that you brought the monkey boys in there, baby. The monkey boys. Do y'all remember the monkey boys? The fact that you brought the monkey boys in there, baby, I was like, all right, patience is, ooh, or should I say Giselle? Because this was like, it's
Giselle
going
was on
down.
smoke.
Child, she tapped it all. I was like, oh my goodness. Sis had didn't say, no, your name is Lincoln. That's how good she knew it was about to get. I thoroughly enjoyed these books. I was just like the whole time so taken, and it will definitely turn you on. It will definitely spark some real inspiration.
I like
Giselle.
in the first book, where he was telling her, we can have breakfast. If you enjoy breakfast, we can have lunch. If you enjoy lunch, we can have dinner. Then
I love
I think he told her, then we could have breakfast again. I was like, yeah, I got my spending night bag ready. Let's go.
they call
But
it
she
Jehovah.
told him she was
Yeah.
trying to be honest with him, like, there's a guy, but he doesn't know it. And he was like, well, if you enjoy having breakfast, lunch, and dinner with me, and you still into this guy who doesn't know it, I'll back off. But he was so confident that she would be into him by the time they had come full circle that, you know what I'm saying, he was willing to risk that. I love Eric.
He was rightfully confident. He was rightfully confident.
And I love how humble he was too, because despite, first of all, his sexiness was one thing, but you got a whole billboard that says who you are, right? But again, he still stayed so meek and mild and humble, and he wasn't down for everybody. I just loved him. I fell in love with how kind he was, how generous he was. He had it all going on. Not to mention, man had money. But that's a great combination, right? BDE and money. Oh shit. One hit. Oh
I
god.
felt mystery all from him. I was just like, he's so mysterious, I just felt it radiating off him, like, what is this character going to be like? And this is me, writing him in the beginning. Like when you first switch over from the den and you in his point of view, and he's talking and he's at the law office, and it's like, I'm writing this and not knowing who he is. He's literally revealing it to me as I'm writing it. And then once I get down to the end of that chapter, I'm like, I like this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like this dude. Like, I like him. So, yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
I've introduced your book to quite a few readers, and of course we had it in our Big B's and Reads. So I gotten a call one day from one of my sister readers that was like, "Child, what is this stuff? Am I about to enjoy this? Because it sounds like some stuff I'm about to enjoy." I said, but do a follower, like there's one right behind it. So don't do one without the other. You're gonna need this. How were your reviews? How were people really receiving this? Because I noticed you were a little shy. You were like hey, doing the hide thing. Was it unusual to have that kind of feedback so quickly or something? Was there something different?
I'm used to the thing that really just surprised me was I promote with every book that I release. Like when I say promote, I put paid advertisement on it and the whole nine, just because I want to get the word out. And with this one, I knew I couldn't do it. And so it surprised me to really see, it fly. And to see it fly, let me know that people were talking about it, and they clearly loved it because they were talking about it in a way where they were saying, get this book, read this book,
Oh, yeah.
And so that's what really shocked me. It does right now. I think it has over 400 reviews.
Congratulations!
And I was just like, oh shit, okay, and for the most part, I can say about at least 95% of those are good. You know what I mean? So that's great. Shit, that's really
I can't imagine somebody writing a bad review on it unless just erotica just isn't their thing. And you should know that from the beginning of the book, and you
should
just
know that
stop
from
reading.
the cover of the book. I mean, like,
right. And then you just stop reading. So
there was no guessing at what we were about to get. We just wanted to know how good it was going to get, how stiff could it get.
What I wanted to make sure, what I wanted to do for sure was to make sure that I wasn't just writing sex for the sake of writing sex. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to put a whole theme around it.
A story.
And really build the story and then hit you kind of hard with the romance, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted the romance to be built into the sex, like, usually, like even Patience said in the story, in the strip, she was like, usually people meet and then, they get to know each other and, maybe they fall in love, maybe they don't. But there's nothing wrong with fucking first. You know what I'm saying? You meet. Hey, you might have that attraction with somebody where you like, you want to. I just said fucking, didn't I? Oh, I just said it again.
Say it again.
Oh, baby, we cuss like sailors. Don't worry about
it. Come on, you good. You good.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm so used to Facebook jail, y'all don't understand. I'm triggered. I'm triggered,
girl.
But yeah, so it was just like, I wanted to make sure that I just wasn't writing sex for the sake of writing sex. I really wanted this to be a good story. There to be a good story. I wanted, the characters to be surprising and still have those twists, those things that you didn't see coming, like with the Eric Kane storyline. And then even seeing Patience react or how she responded when she saw Lincoln's rose tattoo. You know what I'm saying? When he was in her house, it was like, you know what I'm saying?
And I love how he didn't want to hide nothing. He wanted, the only thing is like, yeah, I'm going to keep this covered, but everything else, I don't cover it because I want her to know this is what I want. I love how he was intentional about pursuing her. Right? Just from the photography piece. I was like, man, this man here. She should have switched the camera up. Took us some.
We definitely appreciate that storyline with the sex scenes because Ayana and I talk about that often about how we can't. I'm not gonna read a book that is just straight sex. You have to have a plot. You have to have something else to hold my attention outside of a sex scene.
Absolutely.
So we definitely appreciate that.
We were in it. We were like, and was ready and waiting for book 2 to drop. And the fact that we get to wait for book 3, child. So when you do your paperback, will you merge them all together? The series is one book, or will they be individuals?
They're going to be individuals. To merge them all in one, that would be one.
That's probably too thick, huh?
Yeah, that'd be a real thick book. Then I have to charge crazy prices for it. Because then it'll be hard to print. So yeah, it's gonna be 3. And I've already decided to do a heavy on the D box.
Woo! Yes.
So I already have it. And I already have the contents for it. I just haven't said anything. So you heard it first.
Child, did y'all hear
that? Okay.
Maisha loves her some box. We gotta make sure we let.
I guarantee you, Maisha gonna buy that box.
Baby. Monica said, "Can we talk about that fierce mask, girl?" As soon as we saw that mask, we were like, "Oh my!"
I can't see names. I just see Facebook user.
We actually always they didn't sign up for the StreamYard, so we always put our phones on so we can see. That's how we know.
Oh.
That's Monica Starks Whipple. She says she's also first in line for the box.
Sis, you might be first. But I assure you, we coming. We coming. Listen, and I know quite a few. I know a lot of your books are on Audible. Have any of these made it to Audible yet?
These are not on Audible yet.
Yet.
They
Can y'all
do.
imagine Manny and Wesley doing this? Oh my.
I know they said that a lot of the Audible recorders are few and far in between, and they say that they have a backlog like nobody's business.
I have
to get a good one and a black one.
The books have narrators already scheduled to start the recording. We have a scheduled date. Everything is, it'll probably, the first one will probably be released either August or September. For book
That's
one.
gonna be scary and Audible. That's definitely not something you can listen to in a car.
Not in the car by yourself.
You can't listen to it in the car by yourself.
No, I don't want nobody like.
Need a glass of wine.
I don't want nobody swerving.
So listen, you need to put a disclaimer on that too.
No listening to it at work.
Child.
Not safe for work, not safe for driving.
Not if you like it directed positive.
No, y'all gotta chill. Y'all got to chill. Y'all got to read that. I mean, listen to that. When you get into your spot at the house, get your drink, whatever it is that you need. Grab your dude, whatever you need.
That part. Grab your dude.
Okay. That's when Hubby gonna read that book here. When it come out on Audible.
It's gonna be released on my website first, because then I can pretty much immediately, like once I actually have the final files, I can release it immediately. And so I'm gonna release it from my website first through the Book Funnel app, and it usually takes Audible about 30 days to actually release the book once I hit publish over there. I don't know why it takes so long, but it does. And so it's going to be narrated by Wesley Siobhan.
Okay.
And Jacoby Dim.
Wesley Besties and Dim's Diamonds. Y'all about to have y'all a blast over there. They gonna be dropping it. And exclusively Emmanuel. Oh my goodness. See, that's all my sister readers. And they actually introduced me, especially Wesley and Manny, from being on Instagram and doing the samples, the turned on series. Oh my
goodness. It's the turned on series.
Child, they cut up. I see Raven just came in talking about you know it. She came in just time to hit the COVID day. That's right.
Wesley and Emmanuel. Y'all call him Manny.
Yes, baby.
Wesley and Emmanuel are doing recording a book for me right now.
Ooh, baby, y'all getting all the tea over here on this live.
Okay. All the tea, really, I'm spilling it.
Y'all hear me spilling it.
Good.
I love these exclusives.
Somebody told us that on our last live that y'all just make us say stuff we don't want to say.
They say they get real comfortable, and that's what it's about, just getting comfortable. I have truly enjoyed these audibles too, because we were not into audibles
at all.
And what they have done is literally brought the book to life. It's like hearing those voices with the passion that they have in it. And let me tell you, I'm about to just be transparent here. I'm one of those readers. I'm using the dictionary most of the time just for pronunciations alone. I can kind of use the sentence to figure out what the word means, but pronouncing it, child, not gonna happen. So
She know I let her have it. I'm
That
always
would
telling her that's
definitely
not how
have
you say
me.
that person's
That's not how
name.
you say that. That would cut me out from being able to be a narrator if I had to. But oh my, yeah, we do too, Raven. I see Raven. I had to give Raven a hard time. I gave all of them a hard time. I tagged them when I was like, y'all knew all this group with you all the time, and y'all didn't tell me. Raven said, we been promoting. Where you been? I had to hide them.
That was funny.
That
That
was
was funny. Because Raven was like, what you not about to do
what you
is.
mad about?
You know what I'm
Raven
saying?
said, no ma'am, no ma'am. Raven, no, I take long naps.
That guy is crazy.
I take long naps, y'all. I be in and out of it. I be in and out of it. Well, readers, do y'all have any questions for Stephanie tonight? We got some answers. We got that we're gonna be having a new book in June-ish.
June-ish.
June-ish, August-ish. We're gonna have the we'll
August,
have
September-ish.
I'm
We'll
let's
have
look. Let's speak
Audible.
it into existence because I learned speaking things into existence help. We spoke a book early, a day early release, so let's speak. Let's speak it
Mm-hmm.
into existence. So August, we should have the Audible release for Stiff, and y'all heard who is doing those who the narrators are. And oh y'all, we might be getting the cover 3D.
That's gonna be bomb.
We working on that. What else we got? We got a
The
weekly.
box.
Well, yeah, that's right. The
The
Den
box.
box is coming. When should we expect that?
Around the same time you're gonna see the cover.
Okay.
Y'all know.
Mm-hmm.
So what Stephanie's gonna do for us is make sure we have complete access. We want to make sure we have the text number where we can get our information. We want to make sure we have immediate and direct access to everything.
Danny, the
Oh,
narrators are
Danny.
Wesley Siobhan and Jacoby Dean.
Jacoby. That's a Jacoby fan there. Oh, that go
And that's my
ahead,
husband
hubby.
coming through
All
the
right,
door.
hubby.
Hey,
Hey, hubby.
hubby.
Come through, hubby. Hubby say you call me.
Hubby coming to get mistress. Hubby
For
said, come
real.
on, mistress.
He said, let me see that man.
About 3, 4. He probably wants something.
So what else do we have? I know that's what I say. Where do we drop our money? Can you take my coins not for our box? I'll be trying to get the tea too. Oh goodness.
So what I want to know is, y'all were from New Orleans, right?
Yeah, baby.
You look, because I can hear that accent. I can hear it. It's big.
I didn't think it was. Well, people say all the time, but I didn't think it was that obvious.
I never hear it until I go back and like I can't hear it while I'm speaking now. But if I go back and watch this video, I'm like, I sound so country.
Yes, I can hear it. It's real big,
Monica,
girl.
Hubby was probably like the mask had been called him in the room. You hear me? Hubby said, "No, make sure you keep that mask on when you come to bed."
See, you can be whoever you want to be with your mask on. You know what I'm saying?
Mask and a wig, you can work wonders, baby.
Oh, girl, work it.
I want to know if the Den was a real place, like the Den, like no cap. Everything that's about the Den is real. Would you visit?
Yeah.
Would you real life visit? Like, would you really?
I would.
Do you have the
single.
courage?
Yeah, I would.
To enter.
Yeah, I'm single. I would.
The younger me, yes. The older me is a little bolder, a little calmer, but the younger me, yeah, absolutely.
I'm single and free.
How old am I? I'm 44.
You're 44. You'll be 45.
So, like I tell my sisters all the time when they make me mad. I will tell y'all something, but I'm trying to get to heaven.
I really feel like your sexual identity does not come out until like your 30s. Like in your 20s, you just be playing around, just doing whatever. Like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna do this. But unless you are with an older person who knows better
and bring it out to you,
right?
Teach, you know.
But when you fooling around with somebody the same age as you, neither one of y'all ain't got no sense.
I think that's why the idea of, like you said, an older man can definitely bring out, and maybe that's what it is for older ones. Because I've had some women to write, the authors that have written, like Monica, who wrote, the Cougars.
Hey, Diane. Who is that? Want to know if Stephanie trying to open up a den?
That's Monica, girl. Monica been cutting up. Monica been saying.
Are you going to visit if I open up the den? Look, are you going to visit?
Where would the den be located?
In Atlanta.
That's one of them. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens in the den will stay in the den, y'all.
So listen, there's I'm not sure if they still do it. They used to have hedonism in Jamaica. They used to have that festival every year in Jamaica.
I've heard about that.
And I wanted to go. But I didn't go because one of my best friends is a guy. And he was there every year. And he would come back and tell me everything that was going on. And I was like, I'm not going to hedonism with you. We not going to do that. No. That's like, going with my brother. We not going to do that.
So no friends to lovers? No.
No, we don't have that.
You don't have that attraction. That you're not attracted to.
Yeah, I'm not. And listen, I have, for every stage of my life, from my teenage years to my 20s to my 30s to my 40s, I've had a different male best friend, just a different one. And then once they were married or involved, we kind of fell off. Not we didn't fall out. We just kind of put that friendship aside, and you do you, and I'ma do me. But I have
redirected.
Right, I have never been attracted to any of them. I do know that none of their significant others like the fact that,
of course,
we were friends.
Yeah.
And when I tell you honestly, none of them had anything to worry about.
And I actually like to hear that. That's good to hear, because a lot of people think men and women can't be friends, and it's just not true.
Yeah, they can.
That's another.
Hi, Rochelle.
Another Nola sister right there. She was talking about our accents, Rochelle. We was like, we used to say that about other people. They had accents. We were like,
the people in Atlanta and the people in Memphis. Memphis is
my cousins are from
country.
Yeah, they
It's true. It's true.
So, but yeah, we definitely need full access. We need to make sure you drop that link to where we can get to your website. Let the ladies know where they can get more information. Release your catalog. Put all your business out in BSB so we can make sure. I definitely need that number to subscribe for text messages, because I need that kind of alert in my phone. I want that, see that 3D cover. I want to make sure I have full access.
She wants the 3D. She wants every on 3D.
I want to be able to rub my hands on it.
She said she wants the heavy on 3D. I got you.
Oh, girl, can y'all see that? Heavy on the D. That's what I knew. Heavy on the D. I knew it was gonna be something. I knew it. Oh, so you getting the text messages already, huh? That was Monica. Monica, you need to forward that text or that image.
She got the image too. She got it. I don't know if she can post it on Facebook.
Chanel?
She
Do
can't
you
focus.
see this mask? Chanel just celebrated a birthday.
Hey, Chanel.
We got the ladies, my sisters in here from DM's Diamonds.
DM's Diamonds
From the
representing.
mine. Yes, that's my girl. That's my girl. Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us. Stephanie, you stay with us for a minute, but again, thank y'all for coming out, and we hope y'all enjoyed tonight's discussion with Stephanie Nicole Norris.
Yeah, heavy on the D, baby.
Heavy on the D again.
And she sure gonna let us know when she opened that den.
Soonish. And be looking for y'all boxes here.
That's a 30-minute flight.
Can you imagine the den in a box? Oh, come on, sister. Good night, y'all.
Good night.